welcome to Live in the Solution. I'm your astrologer and tarot card reader, Mary Trimble, and I'm here with your readings for June the 17th through June the 23rd. So listen, thank you for all the likes, shares, comments and new subscribers. I really appreciate you. If you're new, I hope you enjoy these readings and that you will return again next week. If you are returning, thank you. Guys, I really appreciate your love and support of this channel. Thank you so much. These are general readings, guys, so take what resonates and leave the rest. Please don't assume that everything I say here is applicable to you and your life. If you would like a more in-depth, personal, more tailored reading, then go to my website. The link will be below and you can see the types of readings that I offer. And there's a range of prices to accommodate everyone. Now, another way you can support this channel is by checking out my Patreon page. I post things on there that I don't post anywhere else, though I have to admit this last week I have been a little laxy-daisy in posting anywhere, actually. That's a story in and of itself. But I do, so check out my Patreon page. You can support this channel for as little as $1 a month. Actually, even little if you want to just do a one-time donation. And no donation is too small. It's all really helpful. And you know, and it's okay if you can't do that too. You know, like, share, comment, and subscribe. Share it with your friends and family or on social media. Now, I also have a Facebook group, guys, and it's a closed group. If you can, the link to join that group is below in the show more section. In fact, all the links are below. The links to the other videos are below. Everything should be below. All the links to the videos, all the other videos, if you're checking out your sun, moon and rising. These readings come in 3 sections. The intro, which is this, and then the weekly astrological aspects, and then the tarot reading. So if you're checking out your sun, moon and rising, you can skip the intro and the astrology section, and those timestamps will also be below. Now, what do I have to do? Yeah, in my group, every 2 weeks I do a live feed, and you know, and I do kind of astrology for what's going on in the day, and then I, you know, have my cards and I do readings. So it's fun. Join the Facebook group and we discuss, you know, you can post something in there, you know, that's uplifting and positive, and we'll all love that. I am releasing, I am starting a course, a 4-week course on how to meet your spirit guide. I will be releasing that in the next week or so. I'll be releasing the date. The first ever course will be an interactive course. I will be present, you'll be present. We'll do it in a 4-week section, 1 hour each week, 1 evening. So we will, you know, that information, it's really inexpensive for a 4-week course. That's, you know, that the information on that will be, go to my website, you'll see it. And so I'll be releasing a promo for more information on that shortly, and you can check that out. And other than that, hey, let's go to your reading, shall we? Hello and welcome to the astrology section of your reading for the 17th through the 23rd. Now, Monday, June the 17th, the full moon in Sagittarius happens at 4:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Now, the full moon is when the sun is opposite the moon and illuminating it. That's why it's so, such a beautiful, it's directly opposite, so it's beautiful and luminous. And full moons shed a light on the truth. It kind of lights up an area of your life that needs addressing. Now, the moon receives that lovely light from the sun's giving the light. The sun is in Gemini, right? So this full moon is about communication. Gemini rules communication. Now, the moon is in Sagittarius, and Sagittarius is also about the truth, right? So, and it can be about litigation, the legal system, and injustice. Look, Sagittarians can tell you the truth in such a way that it can be offensive sometimes, because it's really, one might say, the brutal truth, right? Brutal honesty. So Sagittarius is about being truthful, right? And the moon is about showing you the truth. So there will be an area, it depends on where this full moon happens in your natal chart as to how it will affect you and which area of life it will affect you. Now, this is a karmic full moon, and full moons are always about completions, endings, and letting go, right? So perhaps we need to think about how we can release our karmic debt. And it's also about, you know, making the right decisions so that we're not accruing more karma, and that we are, you know, sloughing off the karmic debt that we have accrued in the past. The moon in Sagittarius is about idealism, sensitivity, and compassion, right? And it's relatively close to Jupiter in Sagittarius, and that Jupiter rules Sagittarius, and it's about optimism, positivity, faith, religion, and philosophy. We might be redefining our beliefs during this time, and perhaps there's a change in our belief system, or, you know, it's kind of shifted somewhat. I'm not saying a drastic change in, you know, your belief system, but it could have kind of shifted a lot. It might have got more deeper and more meaningful. And this change has probably been coming around for a little while now. It might be a good idea to ask yourself, what has changed for you? What has come to fruition that you perhaps planted a seed of at the new moon a few weeks ago? The energy around this full moon will be really intense, that it's so intense that you may feel a little restless at times. So you could be longing for adventure or long distance travel, perhaps even a spiritual retreat might be on your mind. Listen, we need to make choices that release karma, and we really don't want to accrue any more. So do your best not to judge others, and respect where they are at in their journey. Neptune will be playing a big role this week also. It has for a little while now already, but we'll talk more about Neptune in a moment. So it's really important to practice sensitivity, compassion during this full moon. Tap into that sensitivity, and it is about idealism. It's about, you know, helping others. How can we help others? How can we help the collective? That's what we need to be asking ourselves. It's kind of an exciting time, I think. Now, on Wednesday, Mercury gets really up close and comfortable with Mars. It feels like the pace is picking up, right? Things kind of move a little faster. You're more inspired. You know, your mental energy and acuity is abundant. So you're really on point. Now, you could kind of have aggressive language and perhaps and sarcastic communication could be likely. There may not be any filter from what you think to what you say. You know, that can occur. And look, this is really great for journalists and reporters, because you get right to the point really fast and, you know, quick without any messing around. You can be a little impatient during this time, like, oh, you know, you're thinking quick, you want the answers quick, that kind of energy. Now, on Friday, the sun moves into Cancer. Yay! Happy birthday, Cancer! Now, on this day, it is also the summer solstice. It's like the midsummer, right? It's the longest day of the year. It's when the sun is at the highest point. And so, therefore, the day is really long. So there's something to celebrate. Now, also on Friday, Neptune stations retrograde. Now, this is like your mind playing tricks on you. It's kind of confusion. It's a bit foggy. It's dreamy. You know, pay attention to your dreams, both during the day and at night. And be aware that you can go off in your head, right? Because, you know, when the planet's been slowing down for a little while now, Neptune. So creativity and, you know, and spirituality and intuition and psychic ability are all at play. You know, interest in the occult, like, you know, tarot and astrology is very, you know, people are very interested in that right now. It kind of feels like molasses, like you're walking in molasses. It feels like you don't get anything done. You feel it's a very distracting kind of energy. The best way to channel this is through creativity. You know, writing a story, writing, you know, visual arts, you know, video, anything that's kind of creative. That's how you channel this energy, and that's how you get the most of it. That's co-creating with it, right? Now, on Sunday, the 23rd, Venus opposes Jupiter. You could be spending a little too much time in the mirror, darling. It's very kind of, it's vanity oriented, right? It's very important how you look. You want to look fabulous. You want to feel, it's that kind of energy where you take people for granted and you take situations for granted. So it's like a feeling of entitlement. Just be aware of that. Be aware not to get too egocentric during this time, or, you know, I'm better than you, holier than thou, you better love me and you better do what I deserve it. Darling, it's very that. So luxury is appreciated, beauty, art, you know, that's perhaps where you should channel that. Not looking in the mirror, but looking at something beautiful like art, you know, listening to a beautiful music. That's where you can channel this energy. Okay, guys, let's go to your card, shall we? Hello, Libra, and welcome to your tarot card section of your reading for June the 17th through June the 23rd. This is my last shuffle. I've been shuffling off screen. Okay. I get kind of lost in the shuffle. Okay, this is for Libra. Libra. June the 17th through June the 23rd. What wonderful guidance, gift and helpful information can you give Libra for this coming week? 2 more cards for Libra, please. 1 more card for Libra. Oh, darling, they are coming out fast and furious for you guys. You have definitive messages here. Okay, these are clarifying cards that I have also shuffled. 1 more time for you, for posterity, for the benefit of doing it on screen. Okay, please clarify this for Libra, please. Please clarify. There you go. Oh, 2 cards for that. I really think that that's for that, but I'm going to let that go for that. Please clarify. 2 more cards. Oh, you are getting tons of cards, darling. Tons. And please clarify. There. Oh, darling. You are getting so many cards. So many. Okay, take a look at your cards. Okay, the first one out is the 6 of Swords. Clarifying the 6 of Swords is the Star card and the 3 of Wands. Then you have the 4 of Pentacles. Clarifying 4 of Pentacles is the Ace of Wands and the Emperor. Then you have the 7 of Wands, and clarifying that is the Wheel of Fortune. How wonderful is that? Okay, so the first card out for you is the Six of Swords. There's something that you need to move on from, Libra, and you know what it is. The thing is when the Six of Swords comes in, it's you know what you have to move on from, but you're in fear of moving on. There's some, it's change that's happened, and it's natural for us to be afraid of change. We're humans. We don't like change. We want to kind of just stay status quo, but life isn't like that. I want to say life is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get. It probably was Forrest Gump quote. What can I say? So the Six of Swords, darling, this is about moving on to greener pastures and calmer waters. Yes, maybe there'll be a little storm, maybe the waters will be a little choppy, but you'll eventually get to you'll eventually get to calm waters, and you'll eventually, hit land, and it'll be greener pastures. So this is like a bit of hope here. You know what you need to move on from, and it's just a matter of getting in the boat and going forward. It's, and it's all about letting go, isn't it? The full moon. It's about moving on, letting go, leaving stuff behind, going forward. And look, clarifying the Six of Swords is the Star card, and the Star cards are all about healing. It's a deep healing, spiritually, emotionally, and physically. I feel that you don't need to worry, because the Star card comes in and is spreading light where there was once darkness. So, whatever you need to move on from has kept you in a place of darkness. It's not a good place. It's not a good situation that you have to move on from. But this is saying that, get in the boat, because there's a deep healing here and things are going to get better. And then you have the Three of Wands right next to the Star card, and it's saying, make long-term optimistic plans. It is a good thing that you're moving on. It's really important for you to get in that boat, darling. Now, the next card, is the Four of Pentacles. The Four of Pentacles, darling, is you're holding on to something that's not working for you anymore. And by doing it, you're really blocking your progress forward, Look, he's kind of holding, it blocks the energy. When you hold on to money's energy. So when you hold on to it, you don't believe you're going to get more, right? So you block it. You can't gain any more, and maybe you can't lose any, but you're not getting anything. And it's kind of stagnant, So the Four of Pentacles, but this doesn't have to be about money. You could be holding on to something that you need to let go of. Move on. Now, clarifying the Four of Pentacles is the Ace of Wands. You have a really amazing opportunity here, a new start. Wands are an opportunity, right? They're passion, they're, there's an opportunity that you probably already know what this opportunity is, and you're holding on to. It's almost like better the devil you know than the one you don't. So you're kind of staying in a situation that is stagnant and isn't good for you, and you need to move on, because this is a wonderful opportunity. And the Emperor is about clearing out the clutter, letting go of what no longer works for you and moving forward. You definitely have something, Libra, that you need to move on from. Maybe it's comfortable where you're at and you're too in fear of moving forward because of the unknown. That's why we don't want to move forward. But if you don't, you make a huge mistake, darling. You need to move forward. Now, here we go. We've got the Seven of Wands. Seven, I always say, is introspective, right? You can go inside. But this is about This is about doing things for the right reason, standing up for the underdog. Don't compromise your values. So maybe you're staying in a situation or you're holding on to something and it's compromising your values, but you're too much in fear of moving forward. But this is saying, listen, don't succumb to peer pressure. Move on. You know, I want to say move on, but this is stand your ground in your values and what you believe. Don't let people bully you into doing what the status quo is, what everyone else is doing. This is about speaking your truth. This, you know, speaking up. Speak your truth. It's very important to speak your truth and you know, come from a higher perspective. It's not like you're going to be dogmatic and say, no, I don't agree with you and this is how it should be done. It's not like that. It's about hearing other people's opinions and just saying, yeah, I understand what you're saying. However, blah, 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 this is what I believe, right? And in doing so, in standing up for what is right, you know, because we need to kind of release our karmic debt, right? So it's important for us to stand in our truth. Whatever that is for us. You've got the Wheel of Fortune and it's going to turn in your direction. I always want to sing that song. It's turning in your direction. I'm gonna make you love me. Oh, yes, I will. I can't help myself. Every time I pick this up, I go to sing that. Anyway, Libra. Get in the boat. Move on. But don't compromise your values. And maybe, you know, you need to let go of what's in the past. Let go of what no longer works for you and move forward with renewed vigor and stamina and energy, because it's really going to pay off for you, darling. Libra, thank you so much for tuning in. Please don't forget to like this video and share it with your friends and family or on social media. And comment. I always answer every comment and feedback. And if you haven't already, please subscribe. Mwah! I love you all and I'll see you next week.